I almost choked on my coffee. Hey guys, this is the Game Killer, and welcome back to another episode of Angels with Scaly Wings. The show where I'm still trying to bang Remy. In the last episode, we found out that this is all in the past. It's all an illusion. It's all time-traveling, time-walking shit, and it's really weird. So we're gonna have to try and prevent an asteroid from impacting into the Earth, thus killing everything. But then again, isn't that going to cause like some sort of time paradox or something? Where if I prevent this asteroid from happening... Now wait, no. That would also imply that... Nah. That's probably gonna be fine. Don't worry about it. Let's not think too much about this right now, because right now we got a date with Remy. Oh, that must be him. What the bliet? What the... What? What? Remy, what's that on your face? Don't you know what it is? Yeah. Yeah, I know what it is. I know what it is. I'm just trying to ask you if you know what I'm just asking you if you know what I know what that thing is. I don't know, like, if you know, if I think... Oh man. What? So when I saw pictures of the game coming out, right? I've seen certain images of these characters. This sprite was one of them. And I assumed that it was like to have a part with Remy trying to get a date with someone else. That's what I was assuming. And that's why he was wearing lipstick or something. But I didn't know this was part of it. Okay, back to the story. After I'm trying to regain, I'm trying to get back into I'm trying to get back from like the initial shock, guys. Okay. Don't you know what it is? Well, it looks like lipstick, but I didn't know that was a thing here. You're right, it is lipstick. It's not something that has existed in this world before, though. How did you get some, then? I have one of your PDAs, remember? I studied it a bit and came across the entry on lipstick. Based on the necessary ingredients, I realized I could make some myself, and so I did. Oh, Remy! Oh, gee, that's great and all. Did you do this to look pretty for me? I just I just figured you'd miss these kind of things. Things that are normal for you. Yeah, that is pretty normal for me, alright? No, it hasn't really been normal back home in quite a while. Lipstick isn't common these days. Didn't the entry specify that it's typically used by females? Now that you mention it, I did get that impression, but I found the sentiment a bit puzzling. Why would a product like this be only used by one gender? Well, I guess social norms dictated that certain traits are only desirable in one gender. Thus, highlighting them like this would increase the attractiveness. Oh, I think I get it now. It's all based on sexual dimorphism. The biological differences between the sexes are much greater in your species than it is in ours, so I suppose the traits you're looking for can be different too. Generally speaking, sexual dimorphism is much greater in mammals than it is in reptiles. While it can vary widely by species, external indicators are pretty much always present, like mamma rays, for example, an always present and often obvious reminder. This makes much more sense now. It's kind of embarrassing. Oh boy. Should I get rid of it? Oh boy. Oh, one of the hardest decisions I've ever had to make in my entire life. Oh no. Alright, so all of my, so the thing is, I think I gotta explain some of my, indecisiveness in these situations. So I'm just trying to think of all, like, the wrong scenarios that could happen, all the negative scenarios that could be the outcome of this. Some of which include, like, because of that red thing, right? I'm just, like, I have, like, some of these wild-ass theories where, like, I think... where, like, people would think Remy was, like, the killer because, like, he has red on his, like, he has red on his maw or something, and it's like, oh, it looks like blood. Oh no, he must be the murderer, and shit like that. But then, like, you know, it sounds so, like, oh man, it sounds so far-fetched, and, like, it's just, like, I forget the term, but it's just so, like, it's impossible that would happen, but, you know, it's just like a fear in my mind. But you know what? I'm just gonna hit yes, because honestly, it's very unsettling. Okay. It is very unsettling though. Honestly, that was weird. That was the weirdest, like, 8 minutes of my life. Oh man. Okay, shall we go then? Actually, it seems we're pretty early. They're probably still setting up. I see. Well, we could just stay here in the meantime. Oh, for sure. I just realized I haven't actually been here since I prepared the apartment for you. Have you read any of the books I got you? Oh, so you're the one who stocked the bookshelf. They're all library books. I wanted to provide you with a good sample of what we have to offer, so there should be something in there for anyone. Looks like you've read a few books in the Sheridan series. I just wasn't in the mood for anything more complex. Yeah, that's what I said. Oh, I understand. Everyone has their guilty pleasures. Can I offer you some food or drink? I barely used any of the stuff in the kitchen. Why not? I didn't want to touch anything that didn't at least resemble something I know. After all, I have no idea how to prepare them right now or even know if they're safe for me to eat. Maybe it wasn't such a good idea to get you all those perishables then. I wanted to provide you with a bit of everything, considering that I had to prepare the apartment for someone I didn't really know much about. Oh, some of them were good. It's interesting to taste the subtle and sometimes not so subtle differences in the similar fruits we have back home. Did you throw anything out? Oh shit. Oh no. Oh man. Oh man, I just remembered the salty liquid. Oh no. Oh, those are bad memories. You've been here for nearly 2 weeks now, so even if some of them were safe for you to eat, they probably aren't anymore. Let me clean out your closet. We don't want to have any health hazards for you here after all. Well, feel free. Just look at this! He showed me a juicy-looking, vaguely spherical fruit whose bright red color was unlike any other fruit I had ever seen. That's a very bright red. I don't think even our best apples could compare. While they're usually blue, red means you're supposed to throw them away, as they have expired by then and toxins might have already set in. Oh. Well, I wasn't planning on eating it anyway. Or this one, it's all moldy. I don't see any mold. Don't you see these spots? Sure, but if that's supposed to be mold, it looks very different from the mold we have back home. I see. Wait, hold on. Stop right there. This is... It might seem that this is from, like, another world. However, this is all in the past. Remember this. This is all past stuff. So that thing was a fruit all the way back in, like, the Cretaceous era, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe it wasn't such a good idea to stock up on perishables. I didn't consider all the implications of doing something like this. Had you eaten the wrong thing, you could be in a hospital right now. Don't stress yourself out about it. Honestly, someone would have to be pretty reckless to just go ahead and start munching on things they don't know about. If anyone's smart enough to be sent here, they probably wouldn't take a risk like that. Well, I'm glad to hear it. Nevertheless, I better get rid of anything that's past its date. We don't really want the mold in the air either. If you say so. Once more, he dove into the closet. I heard him rummaging around as he checked the fruits and vegetables thoroughly. That should be everything. Thanks. I bet the wine didn't go bad though. Do you want some? Wine, okay, alcohol. This early in the morning? Okay then. I'm not really a big fan of wine. How come? I just can't enjoy it as some others do, I suppose. I'm willing to try anything at least once though. Anything? Ah! Oh man, I just felt a huge shiver go down my spine. Oh boy. Ah, curse my foresight. Well, as far as food and drinks are concerned. The sinking feeling in my gut. Oh boy. Oh man, that really hurts. Oh man. Oh, it's back. Oh, it's back. It is back. Well, if you want to. Sure. What kind of wine is this anyway? I'm not sure, I just grabbed it when I got all the other stuff. Don't tell me you just went for the cheapest one. Of course not. Everyone knows you don't just buy the cheapest stuff. You go for the second cheapest. Oh boy. That sinking feeling's back. Oh well. What kind of container should I get for you anyway? We're having wine, so let's go for wine glasses. The stem actually makes it possible for me to grip it with my vestigial thumb, so there shouldn't be any problems. Alright. Here we go. What shall we drink to? Whatever. This seems too early. Let's go for this. Alright, to an interesting afternoon and whatever it may bring. I took a sip from my wine glass. Remy really hadn't been kidding about getting the second cheapest bottle, because that's exactly what it tasted like. How do you like it? Must be an acquired taste, I think. How about you? It's bad. It's bad, alright. It's bad, alright. I mean, like, it's okay. You can't expect much from a cheap bottle of wine. I see. Just look at the time. I think we should start heading to the festival now. While we're drunk, yeah. That's a nice idea, isn't it? This is strange. Usually there'd be a crowd by now. Oh no. Do you think they canceled it? With Reza still being out there, maybe they thought it wasn't such a good idea to have a public spectacle like this. Cancel the summer festival? Inconceivable! It doesn't really look like a festival is going on right now, though. I don't know what's going on. Hey, I think I know this guy. Let's go and ask him. A song, okay. Wait, I don't know this guy! How does he know my name? What? What? Oh, time paradox. Okay. I don't know you. I'm sorry. We haven't met. Hey, Kaiba, how can I help you? We were just planning to go to the festival, but it doesn't seem like there's much going on here yet. You came to the right place, but the festival's not starting for another hour at least. What? But the festival has always started at this time. You must have missed the memo then. They moved it by an hour. Something about the daylight and making the fireworks more visible as a result. Well, that's a shame. And I'm kind of getting hungry too. I can help you with that. What are you selling? Skewers, meatballs, all kinds of grilled things, really. Well, I could go for some meatballs. How about you? Oh boy. Oh, all that. Whatever, honestly. No problem, I'll just pack this up for you. Like, I guess this makes us your first customers of the day. What do I owe you? For you two, it's free. Okay, that's very kind of you. Thank you. Have fun at the festival. Thanks. Okay, that's... that was weird. I don't know what that was. So what do we do now? Should we go back? Well, we're already here and got all this stuff. Let's just sit down somewhere. Sure. Hey, this like image. This is one of the images that we were going through when we walked back to the portal. I wonder why we reused it. We went off to the side as more dragons arrived and started setting up their various booths. How are the meatballs? Whoopsies. Whoopsie. They're actually pretty good. How about your stuff? It's great. I'm surprised, honestly. You never know what stuff comes... You never know what's with stuff that comes out of food carts. You're right. Maybe we got lucky. Or maybe because it's still fresh. Who knows? What was that about fireworks, though? Is the big show coming up later? Oh no. The festival is just getting started, and the fireworks are every day. But the big show is what everyone wants to see. That one's happening in a few days. It officially concludes the festivities. I see. A while later, the festival had kicked off and the crowds were already coming in. Dragons of all shapes and colors filled the paths, ready to see the sights the festival had to offer. Booths line up both sides of the way. It reminded me a lot of a typical carnival setup, with the booths being filled with shops, food stands, games, and much more. Seems the festival has already started. Let's go. You know what? How about we just stay here? I don't really like crowds. I've seen the festival so many times already, I'd just rather stay here with you. I thought you'd want me showing around, but I guess we can stay here if you'd prefer that. The main attraction is always the big fireworks show at the end of the festival, and that one is not going to happen today anyway. So why do we need to come here in the first place then? Is something wrong? I just had to realize that as nice as it is right now, you'd have to leave this world again eventually. I'd been alone for such a long time now. I didn't even have a single friend. In my job, I always had to smile while serving the customers. How could I be surrounded by people all the time, yet feel so alone? All those people have their own lives, families, friends, and relationships. Yet I had none of that. In a world where everyone seemed to be happy, I was the odd one out who had to pretend to in order to belong. How could that not have eaten away at me, day after day? Yet one day I heard about the plans of the humans coming here. Like many others, I was very excited at the prospect of our myths coming true. And then the day came when the Reza stepped through the portal, amidst all the pomp and fanfare you could imagine. It was quite a sight to behold, really. You wouldn't believe how much joy I felt during that moment. Amira, of course, took all the limelight she could. First, there was a big speech at front of a huge crowd, then a procession after she had officially welcomed Reza. When it was time for you to arrive and it decided that it wouldn't be a public event this time due to security concerns, I knew that Amira wasn't going to be there if she wasn't able to make it all about herself. I begged her to let me do it, just to be able to get this close to a human at least once, to talk to them and see what they were like, to experience them. She told me that if I did a few favors for her, I would be the one to greet you. I knew she wasn't gonna be there anyway, but if I didn't do what she wanted, she would just send some other lackey instead. So I did everything she asked for. She did keep her word though, and in the end, I was the one who would introduce you to this little world of ours. It might not have seemed like much to you, but with just us two and no one else being there, it was just something very special for me. It was not just some public spectacle like the summer festival or Reza's arrival, but for the first time in so long, I felt like that moment was about you and me, and no one else. For someone in my position, it just made me very happy to have such an extraordinary thing happen to me. Of course, I was very curious to see how much our myths would line up with reality, and I was even more overjoyed when you visited me in the library. When you accepted my invitation and came into my home, I was just glad to have you there. It seemed like you wanted to be there and weren't just someone out to use me in some way. Yeah. I began to feel hope. When I met you in the park, I think the only reason I could tell you everything about myself was because I knew you were going to leave me again eventually. And now, after all this, I can hardly believe you're still here with me. Why wouldn't I be? You're just so nice to me. Yet, even after the time I get to spend with you, it seems that soon I'll have to let you go again. At least I got to know you. It can't be all that bad. Ever since I came here, I've met plenty of lovely people, all with their own relationships, struggles, and dreams. I know you think you've been alone here all this time, but don't go back into that kind of thinking when I'm gone. Rather, why don't you take it as an opportunity? Now that we're here, who's to say that you won't be able to find others while I'm gone? I know you're still stuck for a while because of your job, but after that, have you considered a change of scenery? You could move to a different place, with all new people and opportunities. Who knows what you might find elsewhere? A completely new start. I like that idea. But enough about me. What will you do once you get back to your own world again? I'm not sure. I don't even know what will happen to me when I return. These last few days, a lot of things have happened that changed my perspective on what I'm doing here, Reza, and those who sent me. Is that a bad thing? I don't know yet. At the very least, though, I can say that I've done what I believed was right. You should be careful with rhetoric like that. What do you mean? That kind of talk makes it very easy to justify any means when it serves the right cause, whatever that may be. The more important thing is, have you done anything you might regret? Yeah, a lot. No matter what you think, keep in mind that you may be held accountable for your actions by others or even yourself. Don't just do something because you think it's for the right reasons. Do it when you are aware of all the possible consequences as well. You're right. I have no way of knowing what my actions here will amount to once I return. Do you really wish to go back to your own world? If I didn't, it would only serve to strain the relationship we've been trying to build with your people here, which is something that could be elementary for our survival. Besides, I didn't do it for those who would reign over the city back home, or those who might have wanted to betray me. Let's not forget that even though under the worst regimes, there are just normal people trying to survive too. If I had the power to make a difference for them, would it be right for me to just leave them be in order to seek my own happiness? That's exactly the kind of thing you were talking about, right? In the end, we all have to make our own decisions. If I leave them behind, then I leave them to people like Reza and those who sent me here. What would you want to do? Overthrow them? I don't even have the complete picture myself right now. How could I even consider what to do given what I know? What I do know, though, is that if I don't do what they expect of me, there will be consequences. Maybe you'll just have to wait and see. That's not an option right now. Reza's still out there, armed and dangerous. Don't you think that's a matter better left to our police force? It could be very dangerous for you to interfere. It's far too late to reconsider. Jeez. I've already been tangled up in this too much. Besides, I can't stop now. coffee. Don't forget how many he has killed already. He won't hesitate to do so again in order to reach his goal. In the end, it's my duty to stop him. If I don't, how would your people look at humanity? How could I face you again, knowing that my negligence could cause suffering and loss for others if I had just stopped now? I wish I could be as brave as you. Don't think bravery has anything to do with it. He must be stopped one way or another. I know. Just be careful, alright? I'll try. We've been here for a while now. How about I walk you back to your apartment? What about the festival? Well, if you still want to go, we could watch the big fireworks show together in a few days. That's an idea. Alright, let's do that. I watched Remy as he got up again, stretching himself in a way that reminded me of a cat before we prepared to leave again. Oh, you're still here. How's business? As expected, people always get hungry at these events eventually. Can I offer you some more meatballs? Jeez, that was weird. No thanks. I'm quite full from my earlier helping. How about you, Kaiba? A tempting offer, but we're just about to call it a day. I see. Are you going to watch the big fireworks at the end of the festival? That's the plan. Be sure not to miss it. You haven't seen anything until you see the fireworks. That's what everyone keeps telling me. Because it's true. Anyway, we probably should get going. Have a good day then. You too. And here we are again. Indeed. What kind of question is that? Why would you make the player read that? Why? Why? That's not a question you should ask someone. That's not what? What is this? Like, come on, man. What are you guys doing? Oh man. No, I'm not reading that. Honestly, no. That's a good one. He gave a big sigh. You know how I feel. I guess I just wanted to make the most of this day. Speaking of which, I've never actually seen you without your tie. Well, actually... Okay. Oh man. Oh, that escalated pretty damn quickly. Oh boy. Oh. Ah, ooh, my bones. Okay, let me get back into character, guys. You are pretty cute, you know that. Is that just a term of endearment, or are you actually serious? I am serious. He looked at me, hesitating. Then he took a step forward, his head slowly moving closer to my own. We met, and my arms enveloped his neck as our lips touched. For a few seconds, we were closer than ever before. During the kiss, he used a lot more tongue than I expected. Just after we parted, he finished by giving me a small lick on the cheek. How was that? Unique, that's for sure. Maybe I shouldn't wear the tie anymore if this was what happens when I take it off. Actually, I think you should keep it. Really? Yeah, it looks good on you. Well, if you say so. Anyways, it's getting really late, so I should probably get going now. Don't forget about the fireworks. Oh, for sure. I'll see you then. Until we meet again. Thanks for everything. It happened! Yeah, holy shit. Wait, okay, so why didn't I get an achievement for this? There's no achievement for this? What? What? How is there no achievement for this? What? 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 Yeah, see, what the hell was that? What was that? Anyways. It happened. Oh my god. Ah, it happened. Oh man. Ah. I might as well just end off the episode right there. Nah. Let's continue on for a little bit more. Would that be cheating? Oh no. Nah, I'm gonna get some well-deserved rest. Honestly, nah, I gotta commit to this guy. I have morals. In the end, I decided to spend the day relaxing in my apartment. I didn't know when things would start to pick up again, so I figured it would be better to get some rest as long as I still could. What was that? What was that? What was that? What was that? What? Oh no, everything wrong's going on. Is Maverick really a killer? Oh no, no, this can't be happening. Ah, no, everything's happening, guys. I am scared. I'm shooketh. After a night of turbulent dreams, my consciousness returned to the shores of the waking world. Today is the day of the big fireworks. Who shall I bring? Hey! That must be him. Are you ready to see the fireworks? What the hell? What? Oh man, what? It should be. You can't just make a visual novel where you just like throw lines like these at the player and expect him to read these lines in a voice. All right, like they're so like out of the blue. I didn't expect that. Why? You don't do things like these. There are rules. Sorry, let me get back into character. My body is ready. My body is ready. And look at that, he doesn't... Come on. Alright, let's go. After a few minutes of walking, we arrived at a rather empty-looking area near the edge of town. Looks deserted to me. I thought everyone was watching the fireworks. They are, but they're doing it somewhere else. I don't really like the crowds, and I think you would appreciate me leading you here if you knew what they were like. Better be safe than sorry at any rate. That's what I'm thinking. This reminds me a bit of the night when I arrived here. Everything was dark and empty, and it was just us walking through the landscape. Yeah, you're right. Oh, I think it's starting. Now, watch. We were quiet as we waited, and the stillness of the night enveloped us. Soon, I heard the sound of the first rocket making its way into the night sky, after which it exploded in a pattern of colors. More rockets followed, their thunderous noise echoing throughout the land. Oh man. Oh, did I just stop the recording? Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, I just... Ah! Oh, I'm actually a dumbass. Okay, right. I am so sorry about that. I think I just... Okay, so something really retarded happened. Okay, so while I do have the audio I have the audio recording in a separate program, Audacity, right? But I'm using Fraps to record this, and I just pressed F12 to save a screenshot, right? What I didn't know is that this actually moves the overlay of the recording thing to a different corner, and I saw it gone, and I was like, oh shoot, did I stop recording? And then I tried recording again, and I realized I stopped the recording for real. And I was like, ah, damn. Okay, so now I have to resync this. Tick, 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 tick. All right, yeah, that's if you don't know how I sync the audio up with Angel in these episodes, that's how I do it. Okay, don't hit me for it. Okay, so okay, it's these lanes, and then this happens. Suddenly, a terrible realization hit me. Considering how public of an event this was, and I was told multiple times that everyone would be watching the fireworks, now would be the best time for Reza to do anything he planned to do. Not only was the village basically deserted, but the sounds of the fireworks would also overshadow any gunshots, giving them as much security as they would ever have. As the portal had been repaired by the mysterious person I met, now was the perfect time for Reza to make this getaway, and I was the only one who knew. Remy, I think we need to go, now. What's wrong, Kaiba? I know where Reza is. We need to stop him. Shouldn't we call the police or something? We don't have the time! I'm not sure if I could fight him. You're right. If you're there, he probably won't hesitate to shoot. Maybe you can hold him off, and I'll try to get some help. Alright, let's do that. Go! I started running as Remy's voice called out to me. Where is he? Where should I go? The portal! He'll be there! I arrived at the portal just a few minutes later. I couldn't help but be glad that it was still turned off and didn't appear to have been used recently, but it meant Reza was still here, somewhere. I looked around, thinking about where he would be, or it was worth waiting for him here when I saw something out of the corner of my eye. Hesitating, I drew nearer. No! No, Sebastian! No! I checked Sebastian for any signs of life and found nothing. However, his body was still warm. Reza was here very recently, but he hadn't used the portal just yet. Why? Sebastian's guard post was not for the portal itself, but also the surrounding area. Since Reza was already here, he probably had some unfinished business very close by. The underground building. The administrator had told me all about the prowess of the generators within. It probably hadn't been hard for Reza to guess the same, or to try stealing them from a place he knew had been even more deserted than the rest of the village he was right now. He also didn't have to go far from the portal. All things considered, it was the only option that made sense to me. I could have waited for Reza here, but then in the end, I decided it would be better to meet him underground. If there was going to be a confrontation, I was sure I'd have the advantage in a more crowded space. In the darkness, it was easy for me to spot the site where the unearthed the building's entry, as it was a roped-off area that I had seen from afar before. Huh? Huh? This looks like a hospital or something. When I entered the building, I was met by a long illuminated hallway that was lined with doors on both sides. Since the lights were already on, Reza had to be very close. Oh yeah, right, it's a laboratory. Right, I remember. I wasn't surprised that the building still having electricity, since its generators was also powering the portal. Suddenly, one of the doors opened, and out came Reza carrying a large cardboard box. When he spotted me, he set it on the ground. Kaiba, you're here? You don't know how glad I am to see you. I've wanted to talk with you for so long. I've been trying to contact you, but I couldn't with someone tailing you the whole time. But talking can wait. Now that you're here, we've got everything. Come on, help me with this and let's get out of here. No. No? What are you talking about? I'm not doing anything until you answer a few questions. You want to talk now? Sure, why not? We've probably got a few hours if we wanted to. None of them will disturb us here. We could even get the backup generator as well after we send this one over. When did you realize we were in the past? How did you know about the comet? I've known for a while. It's what I wanted to talk to you about when we met at the portal. How about you? I only recently found out. Looking back, it just seems so obvious to me now. I'm not sure how exactly you figured it out, but there are so many damn clues when you think about it. I mean, how could a supposedly completely different independent civilization speak the same language as us? What was this supposed to be? An alternate reality? No, it was just a different time. When was there ever anything resembling these creatures on Earth? It's not hard to make the jump from dragons to dinosaurs when some of them look pretty damn near identical to dinosaurs we knew about. And then there are also the prehistoric fruits, the plants, and the fact that their technological level is nearly exactly the same as our own past society. But we don't even have to think about that abstract. You just needed to look at the sky. The sun, the moon, even the stars are the same. Constellations change over time, of course, but you know we could account for that stuff. You could have just pointed your PDA at the sky, and it told you the same time period, including the imminent threat of being eradicated. You could even see the meteorite in the sky, and how it had changed its position day after day. Are you done being condescending? I guess so. You killed those dragons, Reza. What a brilliant deduction, Sherlock. Why did you do it? Do you really need for me to spell it out? I thought better of you. After I found out the truth of this place, I knew it was just waiting for the generators we were owed, and it was not an option anymore. It would take who knows how long, but I didn't intend to stay a day longer than necessary. You wouldn't believe how hard it was for me to acquire some generators. Some of the dragons didn't go down easily. But who cares after they got back the generators I stole? With just this one, we won't need any of the others. How could you do this? How could I do this? Let me ask you this. What harm is there in really taking their generators when their whole civilization will be gone in a few weeks anyway? The ones I killed had just died a little earlier than scheduled. Even if that creep hadn't shown up and interrupted our meeting, we wouldn't have had the time for them to make the generators for us. How about we don't let them all die? They aren't going to be extinct anytime soon if that's what you're concerned about. I paid the hatchery another visit before I came here. With the right persuasion, I think we'll have plenty of reasons to keep at least some of them around. Bodyguards, border patrols, weapons, even as pets or companions, as long as we make the necessary changes. See, it's not as bad as you might think. I'm not just going to abandon them like that, even if their whole civilization is going to be wiped out. Get your priorities straight, Kaiba. Next, you rather starve because you suddenly empathize with a steak. And that... Okay. And you're not satisfied by starving just by starving by yourself, no. You're just going to let us all starve because you want to impose your morals on everyone. Since when do you think you're gonna have any say in this? You know why you're here. What you're proposing is treason, and you know the consequences. It's treason, then. Personally, I don't mind if you want to stay here. You know I don't care about corporal punishment. Just let me through, and you can do whatever you wish. I can't do that, Reza. I see how it is. They've told you need this generator to stop the comet, huh? And now you've become their lackey. Don't tell me what you've been drinking up what they've been telling you. You know you have as much of a vested interest in this whole thing as humanity does. That I and you do, or at least used to. Do you think they wouldn't do the same thing if it was their families on the line instead of ours? Their entire world is on the line here. They live in a perfect harmony with their perfect green energy source and no reason for wars or conflicts, yada yada yada. We had that too. And you know what happened then? Of course you do. This is such an idiotic trope, you know. Random person meets weird natives, learns their ways, and ends up saving them. What do they need you for, huh? Maybe they're going to be extinct for a reason if they can't even save themselves. You know of our suffering, yet we'll let them have it. I don't care what happens to them, but unlike you, at least I was at least trying to save humanity. At any cost. We have their solution right here, and you want to get philosophical now. Don't you think we deserve it? They've had it for who knows how long. Now it's time for us. Not like this. Do you think I like it? If there was a different way, I wouldn't have spent the last few weeks doing what you didn't. We don't live in this fairy tale world of ours, where there's a perfect solution to everything. You should know that. Just being here for a few weeks must have messed you up. I think I know why. You got too used to all the comforts they have here. You actually don't care if they all die back home, do you? As long as you can stay here in this perfect little world of yours, you've discarded everything and everyone back home and replaced it with this. Maybe it's because you don't have a life back home. I can even understand that a little. Of course it would just be nice to stay here while they have everything that we don't. But if being here also reminded me of everything I hated about our world as it used to be. The pettiness and the politics. Say about the solar flare what you want, but it leveled the playing field and gave people like us a chance to make a difference. For all of our efforts, what did we get? A vote that was meaningless and a sea of stupidity and lies. Now everyone has to pull their own weight. We make the rules. You of all people should understand. Of course they wouldn't. They haven't experienced They haven't experienced how it is to live like we do now, to see the world burn and everyone you know die around you. And because I have, I won't let the same thing happen to them. How many do you think died at home in the 2 weeks you've been here just because we don't have the power for the hospital, huh? Do you think those victims aren't worth mentioning, or do you just care about the few dragons I killed? Our city is the last bastion of a civilized society in a world where nothing else is left. Maybe you've forgotten about them, but I haven't. How many of us do you think will still be there in a month? A year? Or are they just a statistic to you? The same could be said for the dragons. What do you want to do? Talk me down for doing this? And then what? It's too late anyway. You think they're just gonna let us know after what I've done? Fat chance. Whatever you may think, you'll find that all leaders back home agree with my course of action. Why are you telling me this? Because I expect you to join me. That's not going to happen. And you call yourself an ambassador. This generator is the only thing we need for our city to survive. How can you ever argue about this? These dragons also need that generator, and I'll do what is necessary to stop you if I have to. So that makes you judge, jury, and executioner. What a wonderful set of morals you have there, Kaiba. We only need to wait until the comet has passed safely. You think you could stop the comet? And you need this generator to do that? Sure, and if your plan fails, then not only is this world gone, but we will also lose any and all hope to save our own. We're so close now. We can't risk anything by waiting for your crazy plan when back home they're dying by the minute. I will not let you. You only want to save your own two-faced hide because you don't want to face the consequences of what you did. I'm sorry. Mate, like, these villain laughs are just, like, the way too embarrassing for me, man. Ah, fuck. I'll try if I have to. Oh my god, that was so bad! No! No, I'm not, No, okay. Let's just say that's it. Why are you laughing about this? Because it's a joke. It must be. I'm the one with the gun, and you thought you could just waltz in here and lecture me. Listening to you was fun and all, but the grown-ups must get back to work now. I mean, what are you gonna do? You can't stop me now anyway. Maybe I can. Suddenly, Maverick and Remy appear next to me. You planned this, didn't you, Kaiba? Traitor! And to think I let you distract me with such a cheap trick, just because I thought there was a shred of humanity within you. He pulled out his gun, not sure which one of us he should be aiming at. Just let me go, and I'll forget this thing ever happened. You've got 6 bullets for 3 people. Do you think you can really do that, Reza? Do you think this is worth risking your life for? I've been risking my life for this every day for the last 2 weeks. What did you do during that time? Sip champagne in your nice apartment? Besides, this generator and the whole building came from our time. They belong to humanity! Suddenly, the administrator came out of the shadows in the hallway behind Reza. No, they belong to me. Confused, Reza span around, aiming his gun at the newcomer who was slowly walking towards him. Who the fuck are you? Freeze! I said freeze! Want to waste your bullets on me? Feel free. You can't stop all of us. If you say so. What the fuck? What? What was that? What was that? Okay. He pulled the trigger, and the administrator fell to the ground with a dull thud that knocked her mask off. Her? Mortified with the display before me, I found myself unable to move as the events of the following seconds unfolded before my eyes. Remy! No! Maverick pounced, snarling, and knocked Reza to the ground before embedding his teeth into the body before him. Despite his thrashing and screaming, Reza managed to find his target and pulled the trigger twice. Immediately, the jaws dislodged. Reza pulled himself a few feet away while Maverick's body convulsed uncontrollably. Holding his bleeding wound and breathing heavily, Reza looked at me. You're not going to help me, are you? Then it's futile. He raised his gun, aiming at me while I regained my composure and tried to run. A single gunshot resounded through the hallway, and as soon as I heard it, a sharp pain shot through my back. I fell to the ground immediately. He continued pulling the trigger, but no more bullets came. After a few seconds of silence, I slowly turned around. Reza was leaning against the wall, his head slumped forward lifelessly. Shit, man. Maverick and the administrator, both lying in a pool of their own blood, were not moving. I crawled over to Remy and I was glad to hear him breathing. He had been hit in the side, and I saw blood trickling from the wound onto the ground below him. He raised his head, looking at me with an expression of pain. You're wounded. So are you. You need to stop the bleeding. Put some pressure on his wound, momentarily halting the blood that was trickling down his body. Can you do this? Let me try. He felt around his side, trying to get the right grip before he applied pressure on his own. I let go, and after a bit of adjustment, Remy could stop the bleeding on his own for now. I took off my shirt and briefly considered whether I would be able to use it to dress Remy's wound, but I soon realized it was not long enough to wrap around him properly. Besides, if he couldn't walk for now, it would not make a difference anyway, and he would have to stay here while he held his wound shut. Instead, I used the shirt to curb my own bleeding, folding it and wrapping it around my abdomen tightly. Look, Reza's gone, and that other person. Remy was right. Both Reza and the administrator were gone. You have to go. Go and stop Reza. I need to find you some help first. I just can't leave you like this. Don't you dare tell me you would be doing any favors by saving me. If it's just gonna be one of us, I don't want it to be me. You don't know how it is to live every day as I have, always wondering if the pain would ever stop or if things would ever change again. And when they finally do, you come along and tell me this. Don't do that to me. I'm not going through this again. What do you want me to do? This is bigger than us, bigger than me. Just go. Go and stop Reza. Alright. I hobbled to my feet and made my way back outside, just in time to see Reza vanishing through the portal. No! I made my way back to Remy to look for something to treat his wound. Given everything that had just transpired, I had no idea what was going to happen. I also wondered where the administrator has gone. I checked a few of the rooms and even found a first aid kit that I used to treat both of us. Soon, however, I heard steps around me. As I turned around, I was surprised to see another human face. It was a soldier. "Who are you? What are you doing here?" I asked him. "We're here to save you. Reza told us about everything," he replied. I didn't know what Reza had told him, but I certainly didn't want to leave just yet. I tried to protest and told him about Remy, and the soldier let me know that they would take care of it. For now, however, the orders were clear, and I was to come with them immediately. Another soldier arrived and took the generator with him. Then, they escorted me back through the portal. Shit, is this the end? Oh my god, no. After all this time, I wondered what happened now to our world and the dragons. I arrived on the other side, only to be met by a team of EMTs who were already expecting me. I was urged to lay down on a cot, which was quickly transported to the back of the ambulance. They took off my bandages and examined my wounds as I heard them calling out medical terms I didn't understand. A breathing mask was put on me, and soon I lost consciousness. I wasn't sure what exactly Reza had told him, but with him dead and me wounded, humanity decided to take what they thought was theirs by force, which included the underground building itself. Hoping for a diplomatic solution, the dragons retreated and the borders were established, all within a matter of days. Thousands of people living in our city were quickly relocated. For them, it was a better solution than another. Here, they already had a working infrastructure, buildings, and things looked just like they used to. When I awoke from my induced coma, it was with the expected dose of confusion, as I had to realize the place was deserted. And it hadn't been just the building, it was the entire city. Everyone was gone. No! No, 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 come on. What? Remy, what are you doing here? I've been looking for you for the past few days. Honestly, I wasn't sure whether I was going to find you at all. I don't even know how long it's been since I last saw you. It must have been a few weeks. Why did you come here? We need you. You have to tell me what really happened, what Reza did, and everything else. After you went back, the soldiers found me and I was interrogated. When they were negotiating with our council, they realized that Reza's account of what happened had differed a lot from what really went down. Of course, there are a lot of blanks they need to fill in too. They needed to find someone who was willing to go back to find you, so I did. Besides, I owed it to you for everything you've done for me. Remy. I guess they realized the error they made by leaving me behind, but now all of us need you as a witness. You must tell them the truth. How's your wound? It's fine. I was patched up pretty well, all things considered. Come on, we've got no time to lose. The portal is just around the corner, but how are we gonna get it back? They deactivated it. I know, that's why they gave me something to repair it. Let's go then. A few minutes later, we arrived at the portal. I thought about alternative options, considering we would be able to use it now. Time travel came to my mind, and while I knew about the portal's capabilities to do so, I had no idea how. Either way, I would do what I could to make things right. I watched as Remy reactivated the portal, using its interface with a somewhat clumsy pause. Something's not right here. It can't find the other portal. A terrible realization hit me as I considered, hoping for other possibilities. You said it was a few weeks since I last saw you, right? And you've been looking for me for how long? A week? Yes. Remy, I think I've got some very bad news. What is it? Suddenly, I heard something approaching us from behind, and after I turned around, it was the administrator who stood before us. I finally found you. Come on, we need to go back. Back? They're all gone. What are you talking about? In the time you were here, the meteorite you knew about collided with Earth. The civilization you knew and the human settlement are no more. What? How? Reza knew this was gonna happen. How ironic that Reza would drag himself through the portal in his gravely injured state to try and save humanity by telling them about the generator, you and the meteorite, only to fall on deaf ears about that last crucial part. Now, they are all gone. I wasn't talking about returning to them, however, but going back to a time even before that, the day of your arrival. You want to use the portal to time travel? Whoops. I knew about the possibilities, but doing it for real? Fascinating. Can Remy come with us? No, it is complicated enough as it is. Then I don't want to go. I don't think you realize what is at stake here. All the others you met are dead. Their whole civilization was wiped out in one fell swoop, and their world lies in ashes. Only we can go back to try and prevent this from ever happening. But it's alright, Kaiba. Just go. You have to save them. That is my utmost goal. Alright. I'll do it. Very well. Take your position, please. I stood in the middle of the portal, and after pressing a few buttons, the administrator joined me. What should I call you? She looked at me with a mild expression of bewilderment. Now you don't wear the mask anymore, we can do without the code name. You can call me Izumi. I could see the faintest hint of smirk. Not that it matters much. Once we arrive on the other side, you probably won't remember a thing. As I heard the familiar sound of the portal starting up, the last thing I saw was Remy watching us slowly as he undid his tie and slipped it off his neck. Is that the end of the game? Oh, so I can start a new game by... Oh. Oh my god. Jeez, that's so fucking bad. Oh, Lord. No fucking way, come on, no, that... Oh, Lord, oh no. Okay, that can't have been like Remy's true ending though. I need to go back and redo this as well as I possibly can. If it's possible, I'll try to look up a walkthrough or something, as like I've already played through the game. But damn, that was okay, that was a pretty good try. Damn, I didn't think it would be so close to like the actual like. I didn't think it would be so close to the actual kiss scene though, because I knew that was a possibility, but like, damn. fuck me! No! Ah! What? Oh shit! Oh shit! What is that? What is that? That's not in the usual title screen. Oh hell! Oh, all hell is breaking loose, guys. Oh man. That is so sad. And I left Remy alone. Oh my. Oh, that's horrible. That is horrible. That's fucking. Ah. Oh man. Damn it. Oh. Fuck. And then, yo, the achievement names don't fucking help. They don't. That is fucking heavy. That is really heavy, guys. My coffee's cold now. Damn it. Oh man, oh that's... Yo, I can't get over it. The achievements... Yo... Fuck, man. If this goes into the recording, that's just fucking... that is just fucking horrible. That's horrible. How dare you do that to me? Fuck. God damn it. Oh my... Shit, man. You have no idea how fucking... bruv, I'm actually... I don't know what to think anymore. Have I really fallen for a fucking, like, fictional character in a goddamn visual novel? I mean, like, he is cute and all, but, like, damn, the fuck, that's... This is heavier than I thought, man. This was just all... It was just all too much. There was too much to do. Too much to do and too little of a time span. Like, I couldn't do much, man. It's hard. It was actually pretty hard, the decisions I made. But most of them was because I didn't know what else to do. Like, what could I do? Man, like, I didn't... Shit. So, obviously, we've got to continue the story. We have got to get his good ending. You just gotta get it. We gotta get it. That's the one. Like, it's not over, guys. It is not over. I will get this ending. It's what he deserves. But for now, I need to end it off here. So I guess this concludes season 1, I guess. I don't know if we're doing seasons now, but shit. We're gonna get the ending. We're going to get that ending. We're going to get that ending. I promise you, we're getting that ending. For everyone who's watching, and for Remy, fucking Blue Eyes. We'll do it for Blue Eyes. But for now, that's the end of season 1, I guess. Hope you like the video and the series so far. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new. And yeah, I'll see you in the next episode.